Good morning. I'm Mayor Tommy Roberts. Welcome back to the Mayor's Table. This morning my guests are David Sypher, who is the Director of the Public Works Department, and to my right is Mr. Jeff Smaka, who is the Water-Wastewater Administrator at the Public Works Department. Gentlemen, it's good to have you with me this morning.
Good morning,
It's good
Mayor.
to be here with you.
Well, it looks like we've got a lot going on here on site, and we obviously are on site at the wastewater facility in South Farmington. And we thought it'd be interesting to our viewers to learn a little bit about our wastewater system and some of the things that are going on to improve it and expand its capacity. So David, let's just start with you, and let's just give a very basic primer to our viewers about what happens at a wastewater treatment facility.
Sure. Well, you know, it's not magic. It is a very simple biological process. When we take water upstream, the same water that is discharged from Durango, we then take that water and we treat it. And it's a very highly purified water that then we distribute to our citizens. Then the last we see it in most cases is when we flush the toilet. And it comes down here, Your Honor, and this is a wonderful place that we have here. We have plenty of wonderful facilities, but the problem was we weren't meeting some of our regulations that we needed to. We had old technology, our operators and our personnel did a lot of good for a lot of years, but we needed an upgrade. We also needed a little extra capacity to provide for economic development in the future, and so what we've done is we have bid out a $22 million project. That $22 million project is what you're looking at right now, and it'll give us not only full compliance with today's regulatory standards and be a blessing to our environment, but we will actually discharge cleaner water than we took in upstream that was delivered in the Animas.
So Jeff, we've got all of this water coming into this area that's within our infrastructure, our piping system, and we treat it here and then we return to the river some quantity of water that's brought in here.
And approximately, Mayor, we take in about 6 million gallons a day, and through the process we're returning a little bit over 5 million gallons a day of water to the river.
And that water has to meet certain federal water quality standards and
Yes.
state standards, is that correct?
Yes, and as David said, our water we're taking out of the river, we're putting back in is cleaner than what we take out of the river every day.
And so on the Animas River system, we have this process that basically repeats itself as you flow down the river. As communities are taking water out for their domestic use, they're putting some back in after it's used.
Yes.
They're putting it back in at a higher quality of water than it was when it was taken out, and then the process is repeated downstream.
Everyone has to meet their clean water standards.
Oh, great. So Jeff, I want to turn to you now, and let's talk a little bit more about this $22 million of investment the city of Farmington is making in its wastewater treatment facilities.
Okay.
Let's have you describe what's going on.
Well, Mayor, this started back in 2001. We did actually phase one of the project. We built a new headworks facility for the plant. We upgraded the existing primary clarifiers that were here they were 50 plus 60 years old. We upgraded all that equipment. Then phase two happened, completed in about 2004. We added a medium rate activated sludge basin, which is behind me right here in the middle. We added that. This phase, we added a clarifier with that phase also. It's behind the building that you can't see from standing here. But we also, at this phase, we're adding two more activated sludge basins. That's basins 1 and 3 right here behind me. And then we're adding two more clarifiers behind that. That will then take the water processed off of there. We'll come over to this building here. It's a sludge handling building, dewatering building. We'll go through there. The liquid, that's the solid side of it, will go back up to the digesters and be treated. The liquid will go to the UV basin, which we were chemical treat. We were putting sodium hypochlorite in to chlorinate the water, disinfect it, and then putting sodium bisulfite to take the chlorine out before it went to the river. Now we are building a UV facility. The chemicals will go away. Will be totally a UV facility, so we'll have no chemical addition at the end of the plant to go back into the river for any problem with any of the fish.
So if we, when we complete this improvement, program, we'll have a facility that I assume is very modernized.
Yes.
It'll be state-of-the-art to some degree.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, we have upgraded a lot of our equipment in the plant to state-of-the-art equipment today.
Okay. Now, right behind me is a cement structure that looks complete, but it doesn't have anything in it. What is that structure, and what is its function?
It is called a medium rate activated sludge basin. MRAS is what we call it. And it's activated sludge. It takes in the liquid, the biological treatment, the bacteria in the basin gets aerated. If you notice the basin in the middle, it's got bubbles in it. That's the air getting pumped, oxygen, it's air getting pumped into that. The bacteria uptakes the oxygen, eats the bad, and I'll say the bad bugs in the water, simple terms, and then it goes through the process.
And when will this facility be activated?
This will actually, Basin 1 will probably be activated within 2 months. It is almost completed. This basin behind us right here that you can see down to the floor, there's nothing in it, no equipment in it. That is through your foresight, Mayor, to build the third basin today, and then we can equip it somewhere in the future for about $1.5 million in today's dollars to have that basin operationally.
So it makes sense to spend some money now, David, in planning for the future growth of our community. We're in as everybody knows, we're in a somewhat of a stagnant economy, and we're not seeing population increases at this point in time. But this is actually a facility that's designed to meet demand for 50 to 75 years out.
Yes, the structures themselves are long-lasting. I mean, yes, 75 years is not an unreasonable life for this concrete structure. Therefore, you know that at the very least, over time, the city itself will grow that much. The cost escalates so greatly in construction contract nowadays that it is so wise, I would say, to build ahead of time. You save all kinds of construction inflation costs all by itself. But in addition to that, I've been in towns where I've been public works director before, and it's a very sad thing when a developer comes in and has a industrial plant or a commercial plant that they need some capacity for sewage, and you don't have it,
right,
and you have to turn them away. That's a bad deal for us economically.
Okay. So Jeff, we've got 2 cranes on site that are active. When will this project be completed?
It's an 18-month project. We started just about this time last year. They will finish probably June of 2018. So far, Mayor, we've put in the ground, I'll say in the concrete, about a little over 850 tons of steel and 7,200 cubic yards of concrete in structures in the facilities.
Yeah. And so again, an end time for the construction project, when would that be?
June of 2018.
Okay, June of 2018. So we've got another 12 months before
Right.
it's fully completed.
Fully completed.
Okay. Jeff, is there anything else that you would want to add to our discussion today that maybe we haven't touched on with my questions?
Mayor, the construction project has gone great. The contractor we're working with has been a blessing to deal with this time. I've dealt with some and not had a good experience. This one's been a good experience.
We appreciate your supervision of this project. It's
Thank
important to have it to happen in a timely way and in a cost-effective way as well.
It is.
So we appreciate that. And David, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I would like to say that Jeff Smaka is a very modest man. Mm-hmm. The reality is, on almost every large project that I've ever been involved with, you get about a 5% change order, and Jeff has kept that to under 0.1%.
Great.
And I think he's going to save the citizens around $1 million.
Well, on behalf of the citizens of Farmington, I just want to say thank you, and we'll look forward to when this is a completed project and it's fully operational. I want to thank all of you for joining us this morning on the Mayor's Table, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next Monday.